Hello everybody, this is JP3 here, and I'm excited to bring you the 7th part in our Halo 5 Guardians Legendary playthrough. We're on mission Swords of Sanghelios, which I personally believe is perhaps the best mission in this campaign. I say perhaps because there's one that comes a couple of missions down the line that competes with it very well, but yeah, I think I enjoy playing this one the most. Despite whatever I say about Halo 5 and its gameplay, its story, this mission really does hold up amongst the best in series history, in my opinion. And so you start out with just, this beautiful vista here on Swords of Sanghelios, this wonderful little run through here. If you're playing it for the first time, of course you don't run through it this fast. You sit around and hopefully get a chance to enjoy some of the sheer beauty of the art design in this level. But that being said, at some point we hit upon combat, and of course that becomes the focus on legendary difficulty, and particularly for a video like this. So we're gonna hop up here and immediately start taking out, hopefully if these jackals will show their face. I like to take them first, if at all possible. One of them has a carbine, and the carbine now slices into half of your shield, which is ridiculous in my opinion, but we take the guy out pretty fast. We get overcharged, but who cares? What does it matter? We're having fun here. Alright, so any grunts that were over there have moved on. So I bust through this wall, grab this plasma pistol, and I'm going to try to start taking out these elites from afar. If the headshot bullet mag will help me there. And I really like to take out this elite over here with this carbine, but there's one that will jump right up here with you. That guy's being pretty elusive and reading my inputs, so, because I can't even make a move without him actually moving away. So, anyway, that guy jumped up there, and we got him, and where's this carbine idiot? Finally, we catch him off guard, if that's even what you would say about what happens whenever you trade reflexes with electrons and win. So, there's some grunts over here. You don't really have to focus on them. We have another jackal with a carbine, so I do want to make him a priority at some point. Trying to shoot through that texture, which he can see through just fine, because 2015, 7 games later, they still haven't figured out a way to make it to where, a non-solid object might, obstruct the vision of an enemy AI. Other games have been doing that for over 10 years now. Not all of them, just some of them. So once we run out of carbine and run out of enemies to kill in this immediate area, I like to run back over and grab the carbine over here that was sitting right up here. I could have easily grabbed the one that was down there though, because what we're going to take advantage of a lot in this mission, and the Sanghelios missions in general, are these infinite ammo boxes. But first, let's throw us a nice little grenade there, and how about one for those guys too? And then we're going to overcharge this elite on this turret. Get rid of him pretty fast because he's stationary, but dangerous. And then grab us another plasma. Well, we don't actually need one, so let's throw another grenade over there and see if that guy is willing to suffer the ultimate price for shooting at us. And then we got one more jackal left over here, a blue jackal. And he takes enough of that grenade that I think it just took one shot from the plasma pistol to take him out, which is stupid if you think about it long enough. So overcharge that guy, or overcharge his turret rather, and that makes it really easy to take him out. Then we got the elite with the super shield over here, as you probably know now. Even on legendary, on legendary difficulty, even without the tilt or any other skulls on, the overcharge does not immediately hard ping an enemy's or an elite shield, which is something I know people were clamoring for prior to the release of this game, and well, you got it. That's sarcasm.
All clear. There's a path carved into the cliffs here. Bodies ahead. Swords of Sanghelios. Covenant must have caught him.
So these glowing things are infinite ammo boxes. Most people know they will fill up the carbine in perpetuity, but they also fill up the needler. So if you like the needler, use it. Use those boxes to fill those up as well. And of course now we get no bullet mag with the carbine based upon the changes that were made that I won't talk about anymore, I swear to God. So I like to use this V right here and try to sneak up on this jackal. There might be quicker or better ways to kill him, but I've always liked doing this because of the shot it gives you on the grunts down here. And then the other jackal that we'll see in just a little bit. But actually, I kind of screw this up. I fall off before I'm able to get the shot on him, which, you know, was just me moving a little too fast. Just a tiny bit too fast. So I like to grab this beam rifle and the carbine. Wait, I like to grab the needler. The carbine is, yeah, I like to try not to use it if I can. So I kind of come late to this party over here, but that's okay. So bust through here and take out this elite with this weapon here. And then I'm going to find the plasma caster after I take care of these guys. Oh, God. So let's just needle that guy, since throwing a grenade right there in close quarters won't kill them both anymore.
Somebody stop that turret.
Got eyes on a jackal.
I don't know who the hell just shot me then, but it's probably the game reading my inputs, so whatever it is gone now. Buck, get the out of my way.
Solid copy.
I just like taking those two elites off the turret because they will chew you up, and plus it's two elite kills that are pretty easy to get, especially with the beam rifle there. And then I'm going to use the plasma caster to take out these clusters of jackals if the game won't be stupid. Oh, God. So let's see, where are the other clusters of enemies? There we go, that's what I was looking for. That stupid jackal over there lived, even though he took two of those, but whatever the hell, man. Get rid of those guys. We're not going to use the plasma caster past this point. I used to like to take it with me, but I think it's become more of a liability. So let's just rain that area with with plasma caster rounds and then stick him. I love that. So take that turret off its thing, just his base, just in case. Who knows? And then I'm going to come down here and grab a needler, if I can find enough ammunition for it, which I find a decent amount of it. I'm going to hand that off and see if, I don't usually hand it off, but let's see if somebody can do something with it. I definitely want to keep the beam rifle, but I don't want to use it here. There's no carbine ammo in the immediate vicinity, which kind of stinks, but, you know, oh well. So we take that turret off its base with that grenade stick. You have to be very, very careful going up there because the elite in the back and, of course, the grunts like to throw grenades up there even if they don't see you. Or if they've just seen you, I guess, maybe is the right way to put that. If you aim a little bit to the left, you can get those needles inside those jackal shields, at least since Halo 4. So So let's get rid of this grunt. I thought that was that elite, but, you know, he's still over there hanging out. So again, just keep coming backwards just in case I get a grenade from that elite over there. And notice how we scoped in while ADS'd and while scoped in, the needles did follow him even after he was running away, which was kind of cool. Not all the tracking weapons in this game tend to do that very well. So I come down here to fill up the needler, which I'll use in a little bit. But first, once I cross this line here, this invisible line where this energy box is, we're going to get some enemies loading in, including 2 jackal snipers. So we come right to this point to kill this guy. Sometimes he'll shoot you when the game wants to cheat you, but usually you can get the drop on him. And then just use the scope in with the needler to take these guys out. That guy saw me for like a split second. Clearly reading my inputs there, but oh well. And in order to kill him, we risk getting shot by the sniper, but that's okay. I just want to shoot him. I don't need the beam rifle here for much else than that, so if that other grunt shows up who I didn't shoot with the needles, then I'll shoot him with the beam rifle with impunity. Yeah, he's just hiding in that area there for whatever the hell reason. It's his game, not mine. So let's run over here and bust through this wall. Now, this is kind of perilous. There's 2 jackals in here, which are just Johnny on the spot, and somehow dodge a grenade that's thrown right at their freaking feet, which is just stupid as hell. I don't know. It's just so ridiculous. So we'll just use the non-skill tracking weapon to kill them. But the main fear here is an invisible elite with a sword. What a hell of a place to put his ass. And for some reason, 343 didn't get the memo on these guys, and their shields are much stronger. They can actually take an overcharge. So it's best just to use the needler here on him. Don't get any other ideas. And then here, notice how I'm using the infinite ammo box, just collecting needler and then coming around and taking care of these storm jackals. There are many, many different ways you can approach this battle, many of which will work just fine. Be sure and watch for suiciding grunts once you do kill that elite. Looks like they're not suiciding, nor are teammates warning us of suiciding grunts. Not that that should be your only check. Yeah, let's go ahead and take care of these guys. So notice again, we just keep going back and forth. There's actually a case of carbine over here as well that we're going to use and do that same thing with, at least for a little bit. See if I can stick that guy. Yeah, too much arc. Or too little arc, rather. Oh, God. Thanks a lot, Vale. Just, why don't you stay the hell out of the way and let me do the work? I did buy the game. So, there's some grunts, a collection of enemies over here, including some grunts that will hop on that turret. So, I do like to take them out if I can from range. There's some storm jackals, or at least that's what I call those guys without shields that don't hold beam rifles, hiding over there, and we are out of ammunition. I think I realized it about now. And so, grab the carbine and, again, use that infinite ammo case for the same purpose here. Snatch that grunt up. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm still going to snipe over there just for the hell of it. Just for fun. I don't know if these guys ever really become a threat with the route that I'm running, but why not have some fun with them? Get wrecked. And you can get wrecked too. Some of those, it's best to kill the grunts, and if you can, any elites you see over there, because they're the ones that will take the turrets that you can hear firing if you listen enough there. Damn it. A miss. Oh, look at this guy. Buck can't even kill him, and he's a headshotable guy. So let me see if I can figure out where that turret is. Yes, that's right. What's funny is that the grunt probably came off the turret and then got killed by the grenade. If he'd stayed on the turret, he may have been safe. So I'm hitting a dead body there. The beam can go through enemies that are alive but not dead. That's been a thing in Halo for a while now, and oh gosh, it's just no excuse. It's been 18 years, man. Fix some of that stupid shit for the love of God. Alright, so these guys come down. I grab a plasma pistol at the ready for those pieces of crap. I say pieces of crap only because it just irks me to no end that the overcharge no longer overcharges all elites anymore. I don't know what else they can take away or change about this game. It's going to make me eventually just give up on it entirely. But anyway, so we take care of that elite. And let's get rid of this guy. He's less armored, so he does go down to the plasma overcharge there. So we've got 2 elites back there with swords, with really stupidly strong shields, and we've got an elite over there with a fuel rod who's kind of like a general would be. He's got kind of that yellowish, weird-looking armor. He looks like a hornet. And so we're going to have to be very, very careful. I just want to draw them out. I'm not sure why the guys with the swords aren't standing there at the ready. So any day now, they'll come around that corner and start attacking us. Here, oh gosh, I think this is the fuel rod guy, and he is no fun to deal with, so I try to stick him, but, you know, sticking enemies anymore now is more about luck than anything else. Well, skill and luck. I stick that guy, but he was already dead. Damn it. So let's use this fuel rod here to get rid of these jackals, if the game will let me. There we go. Alright, so there's one more jackal hanging out over there. We're just going to go around and surprise his ass. I would use the fuel rod there, and it probably would have worked given that there's that energy box right there, but I just didn't think of it.
If we lose the Arbiter, reaching the Guardian at Sunayon gets complicated.
So I'm trying to decide. Well, actually, I'm looking for a Needler, which the one I dropped would be nice. I don't know exactly where I dropped it, but apparently I dropped it down a freaking hole and can't find it. Of course, all the while, so I take the beam rifle instead, all the while forgetting, however, that right into the next area, there's a case with needle rifles. Needlers. Damn it. Needlers, and then an infinite ammo box. So, anyway, go figure. Just, you know, slight little memory gap there. So there's some grenades over here that I like to always grab. You don't have to look around for them in the other area either. So there's, again, a couple different ways to approach this battle. You can go low or high, and then from there you've got several different options. But I'm going to go with this option here. Back smack that guy, stick these guys, and then walk backwards looking for jackals that are almost always there unless you're scoped in and ready to shoot them, because the game likes to read your inputs. Now they're all gone, now that I've got the weapon out that will kill them, even though they didn't see me switch to it, but oh well. Sorry for being a cynical ass. I'm waiting for the elites, actually. That's who I want to come out more than anything, especially if I've got the Needler out. Where'd this idiot go? I know he's... Oh, there he goes. He died. Teammates got him. Let's see if we can get a grenade down there and cause some trouble. Since there were some that were hanging out right there. Oh, yeah, this guy is flankable. He was in the air. Alright, when she says that, that means that you're getting awful close to when the hunters come. And you want to be in the right position for the hunters. This is something speedrunners do. I'm not going to execute it as well here, because of course I'm concerned about dying. And I'm just not as good as them at this type of stuff, because they practice this stuff all day long. And so these guys are still left for some ridiculous reason, and as soon as that hunter lands, or even prior, he shoots his stupid ass weapon, which is just, again, the game reading your inputs. That's all it is. There's nothing you can do about that other than, I guess, have been just slightly better with the timing. So this is what speedrunners do that I like. They just spam this thing, try not to hit his shield where, you know, the plasma bolts, or whatever you call those things, will bounce off. And, of course, I shoot it right at his shield. By the way, another thing that was changed with Halo 5 is, you know, them being able to swat things away or things bouncing off of them, particularly rockets and grenades and plasma caster bolts. I hate it, because I also hate the hunters and how much they are damage sponges now. And now they have the machine gun attack. So, I mean, again, hunters now are just essentially mini-bosses, and I don't think that's a good function for them at all. Of course, they've been mini-bosses for a while now, but now they're just, you know, frickin' turds. And the fact that power weapons, they can swat them away, except for the fuel rod, which doesn't do much damage to them. It's just sick. So, the Mantis sections, once you get to a certain point, it becomes much less linear, and there is just a ton of different ways to take it. I personally am not going to sit here and tell you the way I do it is the best way to do it, so I'm just going to let you watch and enjoy some of the best music in the game, if not in Halo history.
Enemies falling back.
Dropship!
Clear the area from enemies, Osiris.
Spartans, the Elder Council chambers are on the far side of that courtyard. Hurry! We have lost contact with Arbiter's forces within.
Copy that. Let's get the Arbiter out of there.
Your watches! Raise on the warhead!
Friendly here, watch it! Taking fire on the gun.
Spartans, Arbiter's forces are losing this fight. How much longer until you reach the chambers?
We're working on it, Maki. I'll notify you when we're ready for extraction.
So the music kind of peters out there, and I'm not really sure why it does that. I think I could listen to that for 2 hours straight and not complain, especially if I'm busy playing the game at the same time. But I did want to talk a little bit about the Mantis in Halo 5. The machine gun is significantly weaker than it was in Halo 4. Its shields are probably about the same. Its armor is significantly weaker. but the shield recharge delay and rate is much faster, especially the recharge rate. And so that's the trade-off. Also, you get the these kind of slightly easier to use and a little bit less powerful tracking missiles that in the early parts of this run work really well to distinguish elite foes from elite allies. But you'll probably end up killing a couple of allies here and there if you're playing it anywhere remotely aggressive at all. One trick I've noticed in killing the elites who like to dodge at the last minute the Mantis attacks is to continue to shoot them. This sounds kind of ridiculous, I mean, that I'd have to say it, but trust me, I think it bears saying, is that you can shoot the, if you shoot them with the machine gun, they tend to, their mobility tends to be a little bit more limited. And, I mean, that, again, kind of makes practical sense, but it doesn't necessarily make immediate gameplay sense, if that makes any sense at all. But just know that, I mean, their mobility should be limited, but, you know, it's not something that I think is obvious. But if you just shoot them, then they're just less likely to dodge away. It's probably because they're stumbling back or something like that, although there's that's not something that happens a whole lot with weapons in Halo 5. But they're probably just kind of stumbling back or something like that, or maybe they're just standing their ground. I'm not really sure, but it's just something to think about. I try to kill pretty much everything here, so if you want to fast forward to the end, that's fine, but my advice to you is, unless you're speedrunning this thing, have fun. I mean, if they let the music keep looping through in this area, that would be great, or maybe even play a different song at some point. That'd be nice, but it's almost like the developers expected you to fly through this spot. I'm not really sure, because it does start back up to some degree whenever you enter the next area, so... And you can pretty much approach this area from the... I wouldn't suggest the middle so much, because you got to watch out for the Wraith mortars a little bit more so in the middle. But you can approach it from the left as well. I could have kept going at the left and probably have probably had a slightly better go of it, because there's turrets over there that eventually I have to worry about. That if I take them out if I take them out while I'm over there, then I don't have to worry about them over here. There's no turrets like that over here that have that kind of line of sight on you, and we'll see them in a little bit. So I'm just keep pumping missiles into the Wraith, which has a much stronger armor than it should in this game. We'll talk about that and see that in the next mission in enemy lines, whenever it takes like 87 fuel rods to blow up this Wraith that's near the end of a battle that's similar to this one, except for you have no Mantis. I mean, the art design and just the sheer amount of things in this mission that are about and around it's just unbelievable. I mean, the design of this thing, I mean, look at all of this art and geometry. It's just unbelievable. And me and this elite go toe-to-toe because, you know, that's possible. Finally, we get rid of that turret. Like I said, I think these guys are a little bit easier to deal with whenever you're on the other side, because they do tend to come over to that other side, but it's just a lot easier. I'm surprised I took this route. And there's a guy over there with a plasma caster. We're also going to have to deal with one single hunter. There's 3 hunters in this battle total. Notice how that turret all the way over there is putting heat on me. So, again, much smarter if you take it out before you come back to this side.
Took location. Copy that.
I'm on it.
Hunter no longer
Gotcha.
The biggest fear you have to have in the Mantis in a couple different sections, especially when you're coming out of a door or going into a door, is being overcharged and stuck with a grenade. Unless your Mantis is in perfect health or in pretty decent health, that can be the end of it right there. So be very wary of that, especially when coming out here, where we're about to come out in just a little bit. There's also some turrets up here that the enemy can occupy, which become a major nuisance. So I'm going to try to take care of the one that I tend to be killed by the most, the one that tends to be the most likely to be occupied. Just take care of it right now. I think at first my idea was to put someone in it, but then I thought, nah, they'll probably take forever to get up here, and by that time, you know, who knows what'll happen. So let's just destroy it right now. And then I think I'm going to order someone else into that one. Hopefully they'll get into it and provide a distraction. Enemies don't tend to take it nearly as frequently.
I can do that. I love a smooth ride. Insertion pod incoming.
Push through, Osiris.
Alright, so now we're at the final here, the final section. This is generally not a hard section, but I think I get a couple different grenades thrown at me, which is not normal. This is not usually a section you have to worry too much about.
We're almost there, Maki. Get ready.
I am on my way.
Sanghelios! Eyes on goal. Arbiter! Ready for extraction. What is the feeling?
That should be it for Swords of Sanghelios. Again, one of my favorite missions in Halo history, and again, probably my favorite mission in this campaign, although I am partial to some degree to Battle of Sanion, which we'll see a couple videos down the line. Well, guys, I hope you really enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. Comment section. Use it to talk about this mission, about Halo 5. Love it or hate it, doesn't matter. All opinions about the game are welcome here, at least for me. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that notifications bell. But as for now, this is JP3 signing out. Have a wonderful day. And thank you very, 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 very much for watching. Happy New Year!